Welcome to the Right Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Williams, best-selling romance author, book coach, and founder of Serenade Publishing. I've been an avid reader since I could hold a book and have spent over a decade immersed in the world of writing, editing, and publishing fiction. I know firsthand what it takes to turn a love of storytelling into a sustainable, soul-aligned author career. Each week, I share real talk about writing fiction, marketing smarter, and staying inspired, along with up-to-the-date industry insights and strategies that are working right now. You'll also hear from fellow authors, editors, and industry experts who are out there doing the work and making waves. Here, we put the woo in the work of writing, publishing, and growing your author business. Think of this as your creative business pep talk, packed with heart, hustle, and a little bit of magic. So get cozy and join me. Your writing journey starts now. Today's episode is such a special one for me because we're diving into something that has completely transformed my business this year, and that is selling direct to readers. If you've been around for a while, you'll know I recently launched the brand new Serenade Publishing Shopify store, and I am beyond thrilled with how it turned out. Truly, it feels like walking into a beautiful boutique that's completely mine, designed intentionally for my readers, my students, and my vision for this next season of growth. And I could not have done it without today's guest. I'm joined by Ash from AA Creative, an incredibly talented Australian website designer who specializes in Shopify. Ash designed and built my new store, and working with her was not only seamless and professional, but genuinely fun. She just gets authors. She understands creative entrepreneurs, and she understands how to take what's in your head and turn it into something strategic, functional, and beautiful. In this conversation, we talk about why selling direct is becoming so important for authors, especially in a world where platforms and algorithms are constantly changing. We dive into why Shopify has become such a powerful and user-friendly option, even for non-techie creatives, and how, in many cases, a Shopify store can now replace an entire traditional website. If you've ever thought, I know I should be doing more with my author website, but I don't even know where to start, this episode is going to open your eyes to what's possible. Welcome to the show, Ash. Welcome to the Right Podcast, Ash.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. You obviously just finished creating my absolutely beautiful Shopify store for Serenade Publishing. It is so gorgeous and everything I could have possibly wanted and imagined and more. I just have to say you totally went above and beyond what I was expecting that you'd do.
It was so incredible to build. I think at heart, I really am a girly girl. So I love a pink styled, like girly feminine website. So honestly, it was so easy to build. It just kind of came together perfectly. So it was a dream project.
I love it. I certainly look at it and I go, there is so much detail in there. And I wouldn't have done that detail myself. I would have been time poor. So being able to outsource creating a Shopify store to you was just incredible. So let's get into it because I'm sure authors out there just want to know everything about direct sales and Shopify stores and designs and everything. So Ash, tell me first how you got into creating websites.
Yeah. So honestly, Sarah, it was a bit of a I fell into it type of thing, which is, typical for a lot of people in my industry. But basically, I started out working in retail. So I actually worked in retail stores. And from there, I went into visual merchandising, which is setting up how the stores looked, how customers kind of navigated through that. And then from there, I kind of broke into corporate. So instead of doing how the stores looked on in store, I did it online. So it was like customer experience or UX, but trying to have that the flow of the store, but have that continue on onto the website. So I kind of got into it that way. And then from there, I actually had an author friend reach out to me and say, oh, I really need some help for my website. Like I want to sell my books online. I don't know how to do it. Can you help me? And I was like, yeah, like I'd love to. I love building websites. So I kind of did that as a side project. And the more I did it, the more kind of connections I made with other authors. I really noticed that there was kind of that gap in the industry where, a lot of authors had beautiful websites, but they weren't converting or they weren't able to sell their products. And from there, AA Creative Co. was kind of born. So it was something that I ultimately fell into. But yeah, we're going on 5 years strong now. And we've worked with hundreds of incredible authors. So we've been very, very lucky. But yeah, absolutely just something I fell into, which is, I think it's always like the best type of job when you just fall into it. It doesn't really feel like work.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can tell from your background that you are a bit of a book girly as well.
I was always that weird, like awkward girl at school that had like her nose in a book, and I was like adopting a new personality every week. So I've always been an avid reader, which has made the transition a lot easier while working with authors because I understand their target audience. I know how readers shop and what they look for, and that kind of pulls through really organically into the websites that I'm building for authors.
Absolutely. So I know that you designed a website for someone who I definitely fangirl over a lot. I heard Rebecca Yarros's website was all yours.
Yes, that is one of my pride and joys as far as my portfolio goes. So we designed a Squarespace website for Rebecca, and we also branched into an online merch shop for her as well on Shopify. So we had two of the separate platforms. The Squarespace one we custom code built. So on that homepage, that the scroll down with the dragons flying, we custom coded that in ourselves. So we wanted something that was just going to really speak to her audience and be as cool as her books were. So it was a bit of an intimidating project, I will tell you that much, because I'm obsessed with the series. So I really wanted it to be as impactful as the books were. And I think we got pretty close, but yeah, she was incredible to work with. Obviously such like a pinch me moment for my business and myself as well. But yeah, her team was incredible. She's incredible, and her store is performing really, really well. Merch is just available to United States at the moment, but we're hoping that will be worldwide, because I know there's such a demand for everyone that wants, her hoodies and mugs that relate back to the series. So hopefully that's something we can launch soon.
Yes, no, that's fantastic. And I love how Rebecca has really taken over the merch. She's kept the intellectual property with for herself, and she hasn't sold out the rights and those sorts of things, which is what so many authors are doing at the moment, creating their own merch, their special editions, which again is exactly why I came to you, because if I'm going to spend so much money creating these things, I really want to be able to sell them out to the audience and get in front of them, but also make it look aesthetically pleasing. Everything is so aesthetically pleasing. And before I had you, I had a very basic Equid website, which did not do very well and was not pretty. And even just with the launch of this, everyone is just loving it. They're commenting and just getting so many more organic views, which is just wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So is Shopify, Squarespace, do you work with all of those companies, or is there sort of one that you prefer?
Yeah. So obviously Shopify is definitely my baby. So that when it comes to e-commerce, there's no other platform out there that compares. It's definitely my number one platform. If authors aren't looking to sell directly on a website, then we do kind of lean towards Squarespace, just because if they don't need like the e-commerce side of it, there's no point paying for it. But yeah, so those are our two big ones. I have designed across nearly every website platform that's out there. But Shopify would definitely be my number one, especially when it comes to selling direct. I think even from setting up the website we did together, it's just so user friendly. And I think the biggest difference with Shopify or with selling direct, it's not so much about, making money or making that profit. It's about having control of those sales and of those customers. And that's, something that we can achieve really easily on Shopify. So we're global partners with the platform, with Shopify, and I will, sing its praises all day. We run our own website on Shopify just from like a traffic point of view. It's really, like quick turnaround. Like the traffic is great. There's no like broken links or slow to load images. So that's what we want on any website, especially our own. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for Shopify.
And you are obviously a techie person, so to hear that coming from you obviously does say a lot.
Yeah.
They have kind of been the big fish in the industry for a while now. Do you see anyone else kind of comparing in the next at least few years? I don't want to tell people go and get a Shopify, whereas in 12 months something else comes in and takes over.
No, no, definitely not. I think as far as like the e-commerce platform goes, Shopify's definitely number one, with no sign of moving anytime soon. It's got 4 million users worldwide, and it appears to be growing month on month by hundreds of thousands. So it's definitely the go-to platform. As like technical as it is and as it can be, you can like super customize everything on Shopify. It's also, as I mentioned before, really user-friendly. Like you don't need to be some type of coding wizard to be able to upload your products or make changes. Like why, of course, it's great to have it set up in the beginning so you don't have to put all that work into it. But as soon as it's there, you can just kind of leave it running in the back end, making you money. So it's not something that you're going to have to go and, make huge changes to every time you want to upload a new book or a new series. And I think that's a huge appeal, especially for authors. Everyone out there is time poor. So we don't want, a platform that you won't be able to manage yourself if you need to make, quick changes. And that's, again, one of the best things about Shopify.
Yeah. Actually, one of the things I just did recently was I went into the back end and I was using the little chat because I use the AI chat box a lot. And I said, I want to create a coupon code for a Valentine's Day special. How do I do that? And it's like, well, what do you want? I'm like 20% off. And it literally just created it for me. It was
So
awesome.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting it would give me directions on how to do it, but this actually goes, here you go, here's the code. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Absolutely.
wow.
And it's so detailed in what you can achieve as well. It might be like you want it to create you an abandoned cart flow where it'll email out the customers that didn't check out. So it's so easy to set up. And I think, with that integration with AI working in the back end, it just makes life easier for you. So you're not having to go and Google and find out how to do these things. You can do it all in the platform, which is, quicker and easier for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about how we work together and how people watching can work with you too. So I decided I wanted to outsource the whole thing to you, so you could do that for us.
So our most popular package, I definitely say, would be the Empire Creator, which is what we did for you. It's essentially, it's a start to finish. You give us everything that you need uploaded and we do all of it. So that's all the products, that's all the front end, how it looks, how it operates, all the SEO, like basically everything you can think of, we take care of. So that's the largest package, and that's for someone that just doesn't have the time, wants to step back and just have someone else do it completely. Our second package to that would be the Magic Makeover. So that would be something if, maybe you're a newer author and you just have like a Squarespace website, you're not selling yet, but you want to kind of direct your readers to your website so you can get their emails and kind of, build up your newsletter. So that's essentially just like a makeover of your existing website. So we kind of like pull it all apart, build it back up. It's a custom design as well, but no e-commerce store side of it. So essentially it'd just be like a portfolio website essentially. And then after that, I'd say our second most popular package would be our one-day website. So this is something that's really perfect for, debut authors or, authors that want to sell, maybe don't have the time to kind of set up all the products and don't really need a huge, big setup with, hundreds of products. So in this service, it's basically templates that we sell. So we've designed these one-day website Shopify templates. So authors can pick which template they like the look of. And then from there, we'll customize the branding, we'll add in the colors, we'll do all the copy for the set pages. as well as adding in all the graphics as well. And then there's add-ins on top of that. If you wanted 10 products added or 20 products added, we can do that as well. Basically, the convenience of it is that it's a 24-hour turnaround, which means that as soon as we get started, you can essentially start selling the next day. So that's a super popular option, especially if you're time poor and you want something up and running straight away. And yeah, we've had huge success with that for newer type of authors, or authors that are maybe, not ready to invest a huge amount. The one day website gets broken into 4 payments as well. So it makes it easier from a cash flow point of view rather than, a huge payment upfront.
Absolutely. And like you were saying, you can build onto that later. So if you've got 1 or 2 books out now, and then in 10 books later, we can keep adding to it. So that's a fantastic option. Do you think authors still need sort of a generic website, or would just a Shopify website sort of be enough today?
I definitely think if you can, having just one website is the way to go. And I say that from like a search engine optimization or SEO point of view. Basically, if you've got, say, like an author website and then you've got a separate author store, you're essentially competing with yourself on the placement from like a search engine point of view. So rather than kind of splitting that traffic, having one website that your readers can go to and, read your bio and your about section, see your book series, and then also have the option to shop your books, like kind of flooding all your traffic to one area makes it, it's easier for readers to find you, and it means that you're going to rank higher when it comes to Google search. So if you can do it, it's definitely my suggestion, and I say that for all my authors. It would only be certain cases where maybe an author wants to keep it separate, or if it's, a merch store instead of like a bookstore, like in Rebecca Yarris's case, then it makes sense to keep it separate because you're speaking to 2 different audiences there. But otherwise, I would recommend just having it all in one, even just from a maintenance point of view. Then you're not updating 2 websites. You've only got the one. So if there's any changes, you're up just doing it once, not twice.
Not to mention all those renewable subscriptions that you have every year.
Absolutely. You don't need to manage all of those things. It's just one website. It makes it easier.
Yeah, and I did notice that you created blogs for us as well. So within my Serenade Publishing, we currently have myself and 2 other authors. We'll look out to expand on that later. And we each have our own blogs. So it really is, you link to this page and it's all about her. And we update that each month with a new blog and updates, which again adds to the keywords and the SEO, like you were saying, with search engine optimization. So yeah, that is incredible. I love it so much. So how long, I did the Empire one with you, and I was expecting it would take about 4 weeks, and it was only like 2.5. I was like, wait, what? She's finished?
We like to promise a quick turnaround. I think the thing that usually catches us up is waiting for feedback, because authors, they want to be really detailed in everything that happens from like the website copy to the graphics. So that's what can take a little bit longer, is just tweaking things and getting it perfect. But we're almost up to our 300th website this year that we've built. So we've done a lot, and we're real quick at turning them around. So it's usually about a couple of weeks, and then maybe a little bit longer if it's a larger project, or if there's more products to upload, if it's more customization. But generally speaking, we like to keep it in that 2-week mark. Because again, we want it up and running. We don't want to go back and forth 1,000 times, so we can get your website up and making money, essentially.
Absolutely. I loved the way you worked it. It was basically all through Google Sheets and Google Drives. And it was like, this is what I need. Put it into that folder. And it was so well organized. And for a person who likes organization, it was just so nice to see that, and just so easy to put it up there. It wasn't this back and forth of 100 different emails and attachments. Although I did a few attachments from time to time. But it really was I just feel like you nailed it so much. I've worked with a lot of people who haven't understood what I'm trying to get by,
Yeah.
and this could have been a nightmare, but it was so easy. And I was just like, oh, if only everyone could be like Ash.
Well, that's such amazing feedback to hear of you, honestly, because that's kind of, what we're aiming for. We want to make your life easier, and it should be an exciting project. Like, it's a new website, it's a new chapter of your life, and it should be exciting and as pain-free as possible. So we do try and keep things as out of emails as possible, because I know me personally, I hate going through 400 emails a day. So yeah, we want it to be easy, where you can just like upload what you've got into a Google folder, and we kind of, go off all the information there. So we can, add the images, make the changes, and then get your feedback and get it rolling. So yeah, that's great feedback. We've kind of tweaked that over a number of years in a series of trial and errors, but I think
Yes.
we've pretty much got it down pat now.
Yeah, you sent me the very first web page look at, and I'm just looking at it going, oh, get my paper and pen out to make a million different notes. No, nothing. I was even like to Sam, I love it. There is nothing I want to change. This has never happened before.
So good. That's the best. Like, when you get like a no revisions, you're like, yes. It's like, yeah, it's very exciting.
No, I highly, highly recommend it. Really, like working with you has been amazing. I love the store. You handed it over to me and you gave me lots of instructions and Loom videos and everything else so I can update things and put in new books. Obviously, we have sort of 2 to 3 books coming out every month. So
Mhm.
I will continue to do that. But it's so easy because you've done all that hard work that I'm basically just duplicating and changing things.
That's
So
right.
it's just so easy. But I think for me, even though I'm a techie person, to have gotten started, I did try a Shopify store to design one myself last year, and I had a lot going on, and it was overwhelmed to the max. I'm like, nope, someone can do this for me, which I'm really, really glad I did because I just have such a beautiful final product now. But I can use all of that information that you've already given me with the outboarding information. I think that's what it's called. The little all the info that you gave me on how to do things. It's like I got this now, and I know Ash is just an email away if I
Yeah,
don't.
absolutely. And I think that's a really important part of our business, is we don't want to build websites that, our authors can't manage, or they're not going to be able to like use once we're done with it. So we do obviously give a lot of like offboarding material when we're done, because we want you to be as confident as possible on the platform. But I think it's just that, extra like safety net of knowing that we're just here. If you ever have a question, we're literally only like an email or a text away. So you've always got us in your corner when it comes to making sure that you're up and running.
Wonderful. And I love that you're in Australia. That's just I love women led businesses, but especially the Australian ones. That's just
Yeah.
fantastic.
I know there's not a lot of us in Australia. The majority of the clients that I work with are in the United States, so there's always like a bit of a time delay when we're doing our meetings. It's either like our late night here or their very early morning. So it was nice to have like a Zoom call when the sun's up. It's great.
It is, isn't it? That's fantastic. Now, I have noticed something else that you've been doing within your business is actually teaching other people how to design websites. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that.
Yeah. So we recently just launched our signature course, which is called Booked and Banked. So basically, I get emails and messages in our DMs constantly from both creatives, avid book readers that, kind of see the authors that we're working with and kind of reach out and say, how do I kind of do what you do? So I kind of, took all of that feedback and I created the course as a way for people to kind of break into Shopify design as an industry. I think the best thing about it, like I've kind of talked about with authors using Shopify, but also with creatives, is that you don't need any prior experience. So it's not like you need to be some like coding wizard and like working in the back end to set up really beautiful sites. I think it's all about, setting them up with that conversion mindset. So, having that kind of thought in the back of your head that pretty doesn't pay, but, conversions pay. So setting it up with that mindset of how customers shop, and how we can, obviously increase the average order value for every order that's coming through. So yeah, we launched that just last week actually, but we've had a really, really great response to it, which has been super exciting. And yeah, we have some more education, some more courses in the works, even from a Shopify point of view to support authors using the platform, and other creatives as well. But yeah, very exciting.
Oh, I wish you all the best. Again, love your work so much. I can't recommend you highly enough. What's the website everyone can go to work with you?
Yeah. So it's just aa-creativeco.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It has been such a pleasure. Thank you. I hope this conversation has expanded what feels possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you've been publishing for years, creating a direct sales space that you own and control is incredibly empowering. Working with Ash was honestly one of the best business decisions I've ever made. Not just because the Shopify store looks beautiful, which it does, but because it functions smoothly, feels aligned with my brand, and was built with long-term growth in mind. Ash made the entire process feel clear, strategic, and doable, and it's so easy working with her, even if you're not that techie. If you're thinking about setting up a Shopify store, refreshing your current site, or exploring whether your website could actually be your store, I highly recommend reaching out to her. You can find her at aa-creativeco.com. And if you do connect with her, make sure you tell Ash that Sarah sent you. As always, thank you so much for being here and for investing in your writing life and your author business. If you loved this episode, share it with a writer friend who's ready to take ownership of her sales and her platform. And for more support, resources, and tools to help you grow your writing career, visit serenadepublishing.com. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for listening to the Write Podcast with Sarah Williams. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean the world if you'd leave a review and share the show with your writer friends. It helps more creatives find their way to us. And don't forget to follow Serenade Publishing on Instagram and TikTok for more writing tips, publishing advice, and exciting events to keep you inspired. Keep writing, keep dreaming, and know that I'm here to support you every word of the way.